All right, the late Free State MEC for Education, Tate Makgoe, has been described as a visionary and his death as a deep loss to the basic education sector. Makgoe died last week Sunday with his protector Vuyo Mdi, who was buried yesterday. Let's get an update. We now cross to our reporter Apumelele Mdlalane, who has been covering the story for us. A very good afternoon to you. Let's talk then. You know, there's been a lot said about the late Tate Makgoe. We heard from the ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula, and of course his direct boss there, Minister of Basic Education, Angie Motshekga, all talking about his leadership and talking about the kind of leader that he is, praising the leadership style. Talk to us about what has been said, by his family, his relatives. I think mostly we have been hearing about his leadership and him as, someone within the ANC or in a government. What more are we hearing this afternoon about the late Tate Makgoe?
Well, I'm actually with the acting MEC for Education, Mr. Makalo, just to take us through to what you've at least learned or what you'll take home on the program of the day. Many speakers spoke about the fallen Tate Makgoe. What memories would you treasure?
Yeah, thanks very much. We have taken note of the good things that people have said about the late MEC Makgoe, but the most important thing that one can take home is his hard work, agility to do the work, his resilience despite the difficult conditions, but most importantly, being humble as a leader. I think that's what in the main one will continue to remember the late MEC Makgoe.
Free State now, of course, it's mourning and it doesn't have the MEC for Education. We heard speakers talking about the new executive that is supposed to take responsibility and also the legacy of Makgoe forward. In terms of education, you are the acting MEC for Education. What do you think should be done more to make sure that his legacy persists?
Like I said, everyone who's remaining behind, and not only in the education fraternity, all the stakeholders must ensure that the culture of excellence which Mr. Makgoe has left for all of us must be taken forward, must be continued. But most importantly, we need to ensure that the entire education system lives in our heart, because you'll remember that education is one of those important, we call it a mother profession for all the professions. So everyone that wants to grow the economy, or in general, the task of government of developing the people and creating better life cannot be possible without the education system. That is why we're saying what we all have to do, we have the responsibility to ensure that we play a meaningful role in education. The parents at home must ensure that kids go to school, kids are safe, the property of education system is preserved, and the learners have the responsibility to learn. The teachers have to continue doing their job diligently. Those that are continuing to support financially and otherwise must continue to do so, or even more.
Thank you so much. That is the acting MEC for Education, Makalo Mohale, saying that Makgoe's legacy should be taken forward. Like I did indicate that the speakers that took to the podium, including the Minister of Basic Education, Angie Motshekga, says that Tate Makgoe was futuristic, was very goal-orientated and wanted to improve more in terms of education here in the province. He had plans to, of course, transform the education in the province, and saying that she was commending Makgoe for his well-done job to put Free State on the map where we've also heard that from the SG of the ANC, Fikile Mbalula, saying that they were very surprised when they saw that the list that came out of the province for the executive, Makgoe's name was not there, and they were wondering how will Free State survive with the executive that doesn't have Makgoe, given that he's the long-serving member of legislature and put the Free State to the map when it comes to education. When he took office in 2009, he was commended, of course, for his sterling job for getting or obtaining position 1 in 4 consecutive years. And also we heard from the speech of the president delivered by the Premier Mxolisi, saying that they appreciate the work that Makgoe has done and pleading to the Free State government to choose wisely when it comes to executive, as now they have a mammoth task to make sure that his legacy or education is transformed the way Makgoe wanted it to be. We heard also Fikile Mbalula talking about the political instability that has been rife in the province, and also saying that he's not happy with the service delivery in Mangaung, saying that when he was from airport, everywhere where he was driving, he could see potholes, and saying, giving a task, a mandate to now the Premier Mxolisi, that he's got a lot to do in his leadership to make sure that he turns around the situation in the province and makes sure that he restores the dignity of the province. And saying that, of course, when it comes to the Department of Education, the one who's going to be taking that post will be filling bigger shoes. But if they are working together, they will, of course, continue to make sure that education remains the way it is, or the quality of it in the province is taken forward.
Right, Pumelele, many thanks to you. Pumelele Mdlalane, who is at the funeral service then of the late Free State MEC for Education, Tate Makgoe, who of course has been described as visionary, and his death as a deep loss for basic education sector.